Alright guys, welcome to Beach Walker TV. We're going to talk about reels. ICAST is just over. Everybody's hyped about the new equipment. But let's make sure that we are buying the right reels for the right situation. Now I got two different reels. I got the Penn Spinfisher V, which is a sealed reel, but not completely sealed, not like Van Staal. It does have seals on the major pivot points. Inside the spool, that protects the drag. On top of the drag, it has another seal right there. Also has the seal inside the main rotor, on each side of the arms, ball bearings, full metal body. Now that's the 5500 series. Totally different reel, different manufacturer. Finnor Lethal, that's a 40. Not sealed or anything like that. Does have used fiber washers. Pop this off right here. Has a floating main shaft with 2 ball bearings. Nice spool. Also has the rubber casing that protects the salt water coming, same way the Penn uses theirs. I think everybody's going to go to this because it does keep salt water out. Now, this 40 series is a lethal. It comes in a 40, 60, and an 80 series. This is a $100 price point. Okay. Now, for this reel, a 40 would be compared to like a 4000, 3000, 4000 series, whether it be Spinfisher V, whether it be Shimano series, all about the same. They use a 40 instead of, they use the marketing as a lethal 40 instead of a lethal 4000. But, okay, so this reel, let's get down to it. This reel, I would use off the beach for light fish like snook, small tarpon like up to about 30 to 40 pounds, bluefish, mackerel, jack crevalles, smaller fish. Okay, this reel I'd be using, and that's the way you should be looking for a reel. You can't buy a reel, a spin fishing reel that's going to do it all for you. If you're targeting 100-pound tarpon on this reel, yeah, you'll get maybe 1 or 2 in, maybe. Possibility, but it doesn't have the line capacity like that. And also the gears and the main shaft are not made for big torque on those kind of fish. I've caught, you know, a shark by accident and it brought it in, but you know, after a while it's not going to be, it's not made for that. So when you're looking at a reel, remember you can't do a reel that has everything that you want to do it. It's just not possible. You have to buy 2 different reels, and maybe up to 3 to 4 different reels, mattering your situation. Especially like with Spinfisher V 5500. Now this is a sealed reel. It's a little bit bigger, as you can see, than the lethal. Its main shaft is bigger. Its rotor is a lot bigger. Its line capacity is a lot bigger. And this is 350 yards, a 50-pound test braid. This is only, let's see, 250 of 20-pound braid. Okay, a lot of line for the size of the reel that it is. But you can remember when you're looking at stuff that you're looking for maintenance too, because see these ball bearings, they're going to go and have to replace those. And have to replace the ball bearings sometime in the line rider, because these pivot points where you use them a lot is where they're going to get worn. Salt water gets into there. The bail system on any reel is going to fail. You know, you got to change the bail wire on those. You know, I use them mainly. I'm throwing artificials all day, so it's not uncommon for me to be throwing 500, 1,000 times a day. Now with your live bait guys, you're not throwing as much, and the bail wire won't wear out as quick. But with me, you know, that's a lot, and especially every day, 7 days a week, that wears out a lot of in the reel. So you got to make sure you maintain the reels. I always hear about, this reel and rod and feel. You cannot just buy a reel do nothing to it and expect it to maintain and give you years of enjoyment. You got to maintain it, whether it be with real butter, some kind of super lube, synthetic grease. I like the synthetic grease better than just the regular pen grease. But any of this you can buy at a local tackle shop. But you know, you want to make sure when you're putting this grease, you're making sure it's on the main shaft, making sure it's on your on top of the drag system so salt water doesn't get into the fiber. At the pivot points, such as right here, there's ball bearings inside here, so you got to make sure that you grease those up. Make sure you wash those off with lukewarm water. You don't force the water in there, but you make sure the salt deposit, because any salt that's in there is going to, you know, cause corrosion. So you make sure that that's washed off every time that you go fishing, especially in salt water. Remember that these bail springs are really good, but like anything, they have to be replaced. So remember that you're going to have to get that replaced. Probably I replace them every 6 months at least, sometimes even sooner, because I throw so many times, and the fish, you know, I mean, it matters how big a fish I catch, so on and so forth. Remember to make sure the salt water doesn't get into your drag system. That's why Penn Spinfisher V's do have the seal around it, so it prevents salt water going into the drag system and prevent it from being torqued. So I hope this helps a little bit, but remember, you don't have a reel that can do it all, and don't expect that this reel is going to hold up catching really huge fish. That's why they make a 4,000, I mean a 40, a 60, and an 80, because the 80 is going to hold really big fish like tuna, kingfish, dolphin. This one's not to say that it won't catch it, but sooner or later it's going to fail. It just, the gears and the way it's built is just not made to maintain that big reel, those big fish. So I hope this helps a little bit. I hope it doesn't make you go confused. But if you ever have any questions, just please email me or left me a message at the YouTube. Until next time, guys, Timelines.